Welcome back, friends of the Macedon Ranger's Voice. Thank you so much for watching, and today we won't let you down because we've got Brian Wilson. He's got an amazing voice, but that's not the only great thing about him. He's an interesting guy with a great past, and he's got a great vision for the future of the Macedon Rangers. So he also offered me a job off camera, of course. You know, it was one of those things. He's going to try and pull a few strings. Anyway, enough mucking about. Let's get on with Brian. Wilson, tell us about yourself.
Well, g'day, Paul. Well, I'm a local, and I suppose that's probably the most important thing for a council election. And not only am I a local, I've been a local for quite a while, so that's even more important. I'm involved in all sorts of things. Background-wise, I'm a broadcast journalist, but I've also worked in executive management, infrastructure. So there's a whole range of experiences that I guess that's all about me. But you know what? It's not all about me. It's actually all about the wider community. So I guess what I'd say is that when it comes down to it, experience counts. Certainly, I've got that. But more than anything else, this is about standing up for the local people, and local is the word.
Right. Well, you seem to answer that question rather easily. I think it's time for a grilling. Have you seen any of the Macedon Rangers Voices videos, Brian Wilson?
Yeah, I've seen a few actually. I've seen a few.
And can you give me a quick review?
A quick review. I can probably confidently say they've been entertaining. They've been informative. I don't think that you're going to be on the red carpet for the Oscars nonetheless. But
I don't know about that. I think
but I'd certainly say it is something a little bit different, and they've been a whole lot more interesting than some of the dull election posters around.
Okay, I think he's going on a little bit like a politician there. Now let's have the hard one. What is your favourite thing to have on a barbecue?
Favourite thing to have on a barbecue? I like a good steak.
Okay. I think we might have covered the hard ones. Now, why do you think Brian Wilson from the West Ward, one of the most competitive wards there is, should be elected as a councillor?
Okay, bottom line is that over the past couple of years, things could have been done better and they haven't been. I'm not interested in prosecuting the past. I'm interested in looking forward. One of the main reasons is that over the next year, and particularly the next 3 to 5 years, we're in for a tough time. There's going to be all sorts of pain and anguish, lots of local jobs lost. So we need to make sure that we're buffering the Macedon Rangers economically. But also, what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we buffer the Macedon Rangers from just having rampant, inappropriate developments and growth. So what we're about is creating smart growth, smart results, smart planning, and attracting the sort of high-end investment into the Rangers that actually creates local jobs and underpins and develops our tourism. Now, one of the things we've got to remember is since 2016, if we take all of the jobs that come from health and state governments out of the Rangers, our job growth has actually been flat. And really, if we take that forward, what that means, if that keeps going down that pathway, you, me, and everybody else, our rate bill is probably going to go up higher than it is now in the last rates, which was pretty shocking. But also from the point of view, we're actually not going to be able to control our own destiny. So one of the things that I think is so important is if we get the local economy, local jobs, local environment right. One of the most important things that we've got to do is that we've got to involve local communities. We've got to have a plan for every town and every village, and with that plan, there has to be a budget. No backroom, clouded, shrouded in secrecy stuff. We need to be upfront about this, and we've got to use the local people, because at the end of the day, the people that know are the people that live there, the people that work there, and the people in many cases are investing their own money in there. So what we've got to do as a council is involve them at the front end. Let me give you a quick example. When I worked on Eastlink, one of the people who was most opposed to the actual project came up with actually the winning idea. So here you had the person who was campaigning the most, probably the most forthright, aggressive opponent. When somebody actually sat down with him and said, well, okay, you don't like it, what would you change? Suddenly, the winning answer was there. And that's actually worked really well with no local tolls and a few other things. So ask people, get the right answers.
Now, you sound like you know something about roads, and I don't want you to hear me out. I've got this idea. Here it is. When I go to Gisborne, I have to go down into Gisborne. Now, I do know that Gisborne is not your ward, but if you're a councillor, you might have a say in this particular proposal. I have to go down this thing. Now, the problem is often the cops set up a little trap there. Whatever, license check, blowing into bags, all that stuff. I was wondering, with your experience in roads, do you think it's a good idea that we could make a special little road that went around that, you know, a little bottleneck of the bridge, just for me, pretty much?
Absolutely not, because what I'm going to tell you, Paul, if you need to go round it, it's a bit like the bloke that's got to flash the headlights when there's a booze bus ahead. You know what? If you need to know where they are, then you shouldn't be on the bloody road.
So, Brian Wilson, West Ward, what is your vision as a councillor?
My vision is to make sure that we keep the Ranges the great place it is. But more importantly, my vision is to make sure that we protect it, we make sure that we have local jobs, the economy is strong, and importantly, and this is the underscore that goes right across everything else, we have a plan that involves local people at every step of the way, not just at the back end in token consultation, but at the front end as well.
That's interesting you say that, because you did mention jobs before, and I agree. And since you might have a few connections in the broadcast industry, I'm just wondering, not in public, we won't even put this on air, definitely not. But I'm wondering if you could say perhaps what are the chances I would have of getting a job, say with one of your contacts?
Well, Paul, it's pretty competitive at the moment, but I think you might actually have to find something else. Maybe apply for a job doing some road work might be the go at this stage.
But I've got an application in with Qantas. Have you seen that? Thank you for watching that candidate profile. I hope to bring you many more very soon. If you are a candidate, make sure you contact the Macedon Ranges Voice. And if you're interested, please join the group and like the videos and share our posts. We're trying to bring as many people into the discussion as possible, and as many people to find out as much as they can about this election, which is going to be a crucial one for the Macedon Ranges. So see you out there with your masks on, and wait for the next video. It's coming real soon.